Welcome to this Highfield Academy training video for Level 1 Functional Skills Maths. This video contains information and guidance on Criterion 11. Add, subtract, multiply and divide decimals up to 2 decimal places. At Level 1 and by the end of this session, you should be able to understand place value of decimals up to 2 decimal places, add decimals, subtract decimals, multiply decimals, and divide decimals. When working with decimal numbers, it's essential to understand the place value of each digit. Here's a breakdown to help you grasp this concept. The digits to the left of the decimal point represent the whole number. Each position to the left increases by a power of 10. The digits to the right of the decimal point represent parts of a whole or the decimal part of the number. Each position to the right decreases by a power of 10. Let's look at this example. 981.02. 981 is to the left of the decimal point. It is the whole part of the number. 0.02 is the decimal part of the number. It comes after the decimal place. Here are some examples to understand place value. 9.55. 9 is in the ones place. It has 9 ones. 5 is in the tenths place. It has 5 tenths. 5 is in the hundredths place. It has 5 hundredths. 162.04. 1 is in the hundreds place. It has 100. 6 is in the tens place. It has 6 tens. 2 is in the ones place. It has 2 ones. 0 is in the tenths place. It has 0 tenths. 4 is in the hundredths place. It has 4 hundredths. To add decimals, you need to make sure the decimal points in all the numbers are aligned one below the other. Then you can perform the addition as you would with whole numbers. Let's look at this example. 12.34 plus 7.67. In the first example, the decimal points are not aligned, so the numbers cannot be accurately added together. However, in the second example, the numbers are aligned correctly, so the numbers can be added. We know this because the decimal points are below one another. As usual, we should start adding in the far right column. 4 plus 7 equals 11. Place the 1 in the answer box below and exchange the 1 into the next column to the left. Some tutors may use the word carry rather than exchange. This means the same thing. You can either write this 1 above the calculation or below it. Let's move into the next column, 3 plus 6. We know that 3 plus 6 equals 9. However, we also have the extra 1 that we need to add, which makes 10. Place the 0 in the answer box, then exchange the 1 into the next column to the left again. Add in the decimal point to the answer box. 7 plus 2 is 9 plus the 1 we have exchanged makes 10. Again, place the 0 in the answer box and exchange the 1 into the next column. Finally, 1 plus the exchanged 1 makes 2. There are no more numbers to add. We have completed the addition. The final answer is 20.01. Sometimes, one of the numbers will have fewer decimal places than another. For example, 1.68 plus 8.1. Here, we can see that 1.68 has 2 decimal places, but 8.1 has 1 decimal place. When this happens, you must make sure you still line up the decimal points one below the other. You can add a 0 into the missing decimal place value to help you if you need to, like this. Now you can add the numbers as you would usually. Start at the far right. 8 plus 0 equals 8. 6 and 1 equals 7. Add in the decimal point to the answer box. 1 plus 8 equals 9. The answer is 9.78. Now it's time for you to try. Pause the video while you calculate the answers, then press play when you're ready to continue. Here are the answers. Pause the video while you check these. The working out has been included here to help you do this. Subtracting decimals is just like adding decimals in that you need to make sure the decimal points in all the numbers are aligned one below the other. Then you can perform the subtraction as you would with whole numbers. Let's look at some examples. In the first example, the decimal points are not aligned, so the numbers cannot be accurately subtracted. However, in the second example, the numbers are aligned correctly with the decimal points below one another, so the numbers can be subtracted. As usual, we should start subtracting in the far right column. 4 minus 1 equals 3. Place the 3 in the answer box below the numbers. Let's move into the next column. 3 minus 3 equals 0. Add in the decimal point to the answer box. 7 minus 7 equals 0. Finally, there is nothing to subtract from the 6, so we simply write a 6 in the answer box. The final answer is 60.03. Sometimes we need to exchange or borrow when we are subtracting. Let's look at an example. First, we need to make sure we align the decimal points. Now we can begin subtracting from the far right column. 6 minus 5 equals 1. Put 1 in the answer box and move to the next column. 2 minus 7 we cannot do using the column method, so we need to exchange using the 9 in the next column. Exchange 1 from the 9. Cross the 9 out and replace it with an 8 to show that we have borrowed 1. So we now have 12 and 12 minus 7 equals 5. The 9 in the 1's column is now an 8. Therefore, we do 8 minus 1 equals 7. Finally, 8 minus 1 equals 7. The final answer is 77.51. Remember, you cannot swap the numbers to subtract them. If the bottom number is larger than the top one, we need to exchange or borrow from the next column. Now, it's time for you to try subtracting decimals. Pause the video while you calculate the answers, then press play when you're ready to continue. Pause the video while you check your answers. The working out has been included here to help you do this. Press play when you're ready to move on. Multiplying decimals involves a few more steps compared to adding and subtracting decimals, but it follows a straightforward process. Let's look at the example. 34.56 times 2.3. First, remove the decimal point from each number. Treat the numbers as whole numbers and multiply them. The question becomes 3,456 times 23. Next, multiply 3,456 by 23 as if they are whole numbers. Start by multiplying the top number by 3. Remember, we must start at the far right. 6 times 3 equals 18. Place the 8 in the answer box and exchange or carry the 1. Next, calculate 5 times 3, which is 15, plus the 1 we exchanged makes 16. Place the 6 in the answer box and exchange the 1 into the next column to the left. 4 times 3 equals 12, plus the 1 makes 13. Place the 3 in the answer box and exchange the 1. Calculate 3 times 3, which is 9. We need to add the exchange 1, which gives us a total of 10. Now we can move on to multiply by the 2. However, we need to remember that the 2 is in the tens column and is actually worth 20. Therefore, we start our answer by placing a 0 or placeholder into the ones column below our previous answer. 2 times 6 is 12. Place the 2 in the answer box and exchange the 1 so it is above the 5. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 1 makes 11. Place the 1 in the answer box and exchange the other 1 so it is above the 4. 4 times 2 is 8, plus the 1 makes 9. Finally, 3 times 2 is 6. Next, we need to add up the two values. The answer is 79,488. However, we are not quite finished yet. We need to count the number of decimal places in both original numbers. 34.56 has 2 decimal places. 2.3 has 1 decimal place. There are 3 decimal places in total. Finally, we need to place the decimal point in the product. It must be put 3 places from the right. 79,488 becomes 79.488. Now, it's time for you to try some. Multiply these decimals. Pause the video while you complete the calculations, then press play when you're ready to continue. Here are the answers to the first two questions. Pause the video while you check these, then press play when you're ready to check the next two. Here are the next two answers. Pause the video while you check these, then press play when you're ready to move on. Dividing decimals follows a straightforward process like dividing whole numbers. However, there are a few extra steps to account for the decimal points. The first step is to set up the division. Write down the division problem in the long division format. You may also know this as the bus stop method. For example, 4.2 divided by 1.4. Step 2. Remove the decimal from the divisor. Move the decimal point in the divisor to the right until it's a whole number. The divisor is the number you are dividing by. It is the number outside of the bus stop. You must move the decimal point in the dividend the same number of places to the right. The dividend is the number that is being divided. It is the number inside the bus stop. For example, if dividing 4.2 by 1.4, move the decimal point in 1.4, one place to the right to get 14. Move the decimal point in 4.2, one place to the right. This gives us 42. Now your division problem looks like this. 42 divided by 14. Step 3. Divide as usual. Now divide the numbers as if they were whole numbers. For division, we work from left to right. 4 divided by 14 doesn't go, so we place a 0 above the 4. Exchange, or carry, the 4 into the next column, which makes 42. 42 divided by 14 equals 3. Place the 3 above the 2. One top tip when dividing is to write out your multiplication tables to help you. You can see this on the current slide. Step 4. Place the decimal point. We move the decimal points in both the divisor and dividend by the same amount, so the answer doesn't need adjusting. So, the answer to 4.2 divided by 1.4 is 3. Now, it's time for you to try some. Pause the video while you work out the answers, then press play when you're ready to continue. Let's check our answers. Pause the video while you do this, then press play when you're ready to continue. Let's try some exam questions. A shopkeeper sells apples at £1.90 per kilogram. If a customer buys 2.5 kilograms of apples, how much will the total cost be? Pause the video while you work out the answer, then press play when you're ready to continue. Let's check the answer. Pause the video while you do this, then press play when you're ready to continue. Here's another exam question. Pause the video while you have a go, then press play to continue. Let's check the answer. There are two different methods you could use, both are shown here. Pause the video while you check your answer, then press play when you're ready to continue. Let's recap what you've learnt in this video. You should now be able to understand place value of decimals up to 2 decimal places, add decimals, subtract decimals, multiply decimals, and divide decimals. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.